Good day, everyone. This is Junaid, a regulated Canadian immigration consultant, also dealing client to the Immigration Refugee Board of Canada as well. Today's video is about the important announcement IRCC have made regarding the proof of funds for the express entry profile and the people who have already submitted their express entry profile, or for the clients which are now considering to put their express entry profile in. Depending on the category, IRCC has announced they have specifically sent emails to the regulated consultants as well regarding the change in the proof of funds. The proof of funds is one of the elements in the express entry profile. So the changes are measured according to the 50% of the low income cutoff eligibles, and the new changes are already on the IRCC website, and you can see on your screen as well. The first information IRCC has made that changes must be done on the application by 28th of July 2025, and the income cutoff, the table of the income according to the family members, it's also mentioned on the IRCC website, and you can also check on my screen as well. So the numbers are according to the family numbers. If there is a one person eligible, they have to have the bank statement, the proof of funds requirement related to the one person. If you have a number of family members, 2, 3, 4, 7 or more, the table is very certain and very specific that how much amount you need to show to Immigration Canada in regards to your settlement funds when applying for the express entry profile. Now, like I have mentioned in multiple other videos, there are 4 important factors where express entry eligible clients or eligible people they need to look into. It's basically their age, their education, work experience, and English proficiency. Along all of these matters, the amount, the settlement amount should be with the client. You have to have in your bank account. I mean, initially, IRCC only asks for what is the amount you are going to bring in if we grant you a permanent residency. Then once the ITA there, when people get their invitation to apply their permanent residency, this is the time where you have to actually produce that amount or actually show that amount in the bank statement, or there are multiple other ways to do it. But the news is the change is that the amount has been changed, and now the people who are express entry profile is already in process. They have to change, and they have to change their amounts in their bank statements according to that number which IRCC has now updated on their website, and that has to be done before July 28, 2025. Now, there's an important thing here, specifically for the express entry candidates, that this is the amount you don't really have to show in the beginning of your application. But there's a tricky part which I have to mention here. A lot of people I have heard saying, or in my consultation, they ask if IRCC is not going to ask for the bank statement initially while submitting their application, so we don't have to do it, we don't have to worry about it. But once we receive an RTA, once we receive the invitation to apply PR, at that time we can arrange the funds, and we can basically show the settlement funds to IRCC. Now let me tell you a very tricky part here, where most of the clients are stuck at the end of the day, even after getting their invitations. When you receive the invitation by IRCC, there are 60 days given to the candidate to provide all the documentation. After you put your express entry profile, you're a part of a draw, and then now you receive an ITA. Once you receive an ITA, IRCC give you 60 days to provide whatever documentation showing up on the portal. I mean, basically proof of everything which you have provided, or which information you have provided while putting your application as an express entry candidate, about your age, about your relation, about your family, about your education, about your working experience. So whatever you have put to gain the invitation, whatever points you have claimed in the express entry system, now you have to prove everything. And in regards to proof, you have to have a physical documentation present. If you have mentioned multiple jobs, you have to have the work experience certificates. Plus, I always recommend to have a salary slips attached to that show the legitimacy of the job experience. Now, if IRCC, and I always recommend IRCC sometimes ask for the statement for 3 months. So the tricky part over here is, if you receive an ITA and you have to show your proof of funds, which you have mentioned earlier in your application, or which IRCC has mentioned that you have to have while you are an express entry candidate. Let's suppose if you do not have that funds ready before even apply your application, and then you receive an ITA, IRCC has given you 60 days to provide the documentation and asking for a 90-day statement. So if, let's suppose, if I receive an ITA today, and now I'm in a rush and gathering that money to show the proof of funds and putting in my account, and I have 60 days to submit my application, but they ask for the 90 days of bank statement, so there's a gap of 1 month. This is not a wise idea, and a lot of candidates or a lot of clients ask about this particular question, that if we can have it in the earlier times, or if we can have it once we receive an ITA. But you have to have the proof of funds, which basically called the settlement funds. It's not the similar bank statement as students or visitor visas applicants show to the IRCC, because that is the money that you have to show that you have enough funds to take care of your education and your stay in Canada. This is big. A lot of candidates or a lot of clients ask this question as well. We are applying for a permanent residency, then why do we have to show this much amount? It is basically all the settlement funds. And these are the funds important when you come to Canada. Canada makes sure that you are not knocking on the government doors for the settlement, for shelter and food. They need to make sure that you have enough money that you can survive a couple of months without the job. Even though if you are coming Canada as a permanent resident, you are allowed to work, you are allowed to get a healthcare, your children are allowed to get a free admission in the schools. The basic, the elementary schools, and you got all the facilities whose the permanent residents are getting. But yet again, it's a big change. You're changing a country, you're going to the new place. Definitely you need to pay rent, you need to pay shelter, you need to have a car, you need to buy all the amenities for yourself. So they have to make sure that you can easily accommodate yourself once you are a newcomer to Canada. So make sure you update your application if you are already a candidate of express entry. If you are planning to do that, you make sure that you are showing the proof of funds according to the new measures IRCC has announced. Thank you very much.